I've got some great news for you. This is the Bet It, Bake It, Blow It Super Bowl Prop Bet Spectacular. Here's what I love about this. You can have fun and make a couple of bucks no matter who wins Super Bowl 59. And you know what? That makes you the real winner. I'm Jamie G. I'm here at Magnum to lay down some coins on 30 of our favorite Super Bowl props.
We did our best to come up with a bunch of fun options here. Unfortunately, I couldn't find anything on the Puppy Bowl. And I seriously mean that. I love the Puppy Bowl. I know it's pre-recorded, so probably not the optimal thing for wagering on, but you should check out the Puppy Bowl. You will love it. And hopefully you will love this episode of Bet It, Bank It, Blow It that you are checking out. We are presented by Seize the Gap Fantasy Football. You can find our content wherever you get your podcasts and on YouTube. Find us on social media at Seize the Gap FF. Same place on the web, seizethegapff.com. Very easy to remember, just like the flaps, FLAPS. Follow, like, and please subscribe. If you had fun, please make sure that you hit the thumb. And you should know that it's not easy to find some of these props. You're going to have to look around the internet. You might find different numbers, especially for the Gatorade color. So make sure you're looking around. We're pulling our props from everywhere. We did pull a bunch of stuff from DraftKings, but everything we're talking about is accurate as of February 6th, 2025. That's the Thursday before Super Bowl Sunday. Jamie G, we are almost there.
Well, we got a nice mix of props here. You might be able to find an edge on some of these, but for the most part, you really just need to use the Schwartz. Mills, may the Schwartz be with you while you take us through the list.
I see your Schwartz is as big as mine. We're going to start at the beginning of the game with a very popular prop. Number one is the length of the national anthem. Jamie G, will it be under or over 121 seconds?
Did some research on it. I think the under hits a little bit more often than the over. There wasn't enough juice for me to take the chance on the over. I'm just gonna go under here, minus 130. I'm going under.
I'm going to go with the over. I think maybe we get a little bit of a flourish on it here. There are also bets whether or not it's going to break out the piano. So we're just going with the under over here. We are on opposite sides of that one. Number two, another pregame classic, the coin toss. Shout out to DraftKings. No juice on this one. Plus 100 for both sides. Jamie G, you got heads, you got tails.
I leaned both ways on this one, went back and forth, up, down, all around. It just felt like to start this game off, it was going to be heads. I'm going heads, use the Schwartz on this one and going with heads.
I am also going with heads here, so hopefully we like that. Number three, we're sticking with the coin toss here. Which team is going to be, again, even money on both sides according to DraftKings? Who's winning the coin toss, JBG? Kansas City or my Philadelphia Eagles?
Mills, I'm sorry, but I am going to go with the Kansas City Chiefs to win it and defer. Going with the Chiefs here.
I am also going with the Chiefs to win the toss. If I remember right, I think it's something like the team that loses the toss have won like seven of the last eight Super Bowls or something like that. So maybe I'm
There you
trying to
go.
make that happen. How about the opening kickoff? Will it be a fair catch? Yes or no? The odds on yes are minus 220. Odds I know are plus 168. That's prop number four. What's going to happen with the opening kickoff?
I think it is. Look, we've seen the mistake of, a shallow kickoff and then the team returns it for a touchdown on opening. You don't want to give the other team any room for spark or juice here early in the game. You kick the son of a gun out of the end zone, it will be a fair catch.
I am also going to eat the chalk with the fair catch. Number five, what will the first play of the game be? It could be a rush, odds minus 140, or a pass, odds plus 110. What do you think they're doing on the first play?
Yeah, again, because I think Kansas City wins and defers. Philly gets the ball. They're going to do the same thing they've done all season long, and that's hand the ball off to number 26. It will be a rush minus 140. I love that one.
I'm also eating the chalk there with rush. You're right. If it's the Eagles, it's almost assuredly going to be a rush. And if it's the Chiefs, I feel like you got about a 50-50 shot. So I think you're getting good implied odds here. How about the number of the first How about the jersey number of the first touchdown scorer? Will it be under or over 15 and a half? Again, the jersey number over is minus 130, under is 15 and a half. I think they set this one pretty well. Which side are you going to?
Yeah, and over the years, this has gotten a lot harder because they've allowed them to wear things like zeros and ones, and it used to be all the receivers were in the 80s and all the running backs were in the 20s and 30s. So I'm gonna go over here. I know that excludes the Jalen Hurts rush. I know that excludes several players on both offenses, but I am gonna go over 15 and a half here, minus 130.
I am going to join you on the over there, eating the chalk a little bit. I feel like it's good chalk here. That's the favorite for a reason. Prop number seven, a little bit of a fun one here. Will both teams score in the third quarter? Yes is minus 110. No is minus 120. What do you think? Both teams going to score in quarter number three.
I'm going to go with yes here. I think both teams kind of get their sea legs underneath them, work through the jitters, figure out how they can attack the other team, and at least put together one scoring drive in the third quarter, even if it's a field goal. I'm going to go yes.
I am also going to go yes. The Eagles have generally been a better second half team, and I don't think that they're going to stop the Chiefs from scoring in any quarter. So, again, that feels like a pretty easy one to me. Let's zoom out a little bit. What will the highest scoring half be? First half highest scoring is plus 105. Second half highest scoring is minus 120. And both halves having the same total being a tie is plus 2,000. What do you think of this one?
Man, I wish I had the gumption to go with the tie, but I do not. Mills, I'm going to go with the second here. Reason being, I think, look, even though both quarterbacks have been there, both teams have been there, both coaches have been there, it's still the Super Bowl. There's going to be some early jitters in this game, and there's going to be some kind of feeling it out a little bit. I think the second quarter will be where both these teams put their foot on the gas and try to run away and win this thing. I'm going second, minus 120 there.
Yeah, again, I think the Eagles are definitely a second half team. That's the way the previous Super Bowl worked out. I can see that going here. The one thing I will say is if you were doing this particular prop at a party where you have, I don't know, 20 to 50 people doing this, then I might take a shot on tie to try to get a little bit of a bump there if you're doing it with the odds attached. So just a thought there. Otherwise, I'm with you. Second half will be the highest scoring. Prop number nine. Will the largest lead of the game be under or over 13.5 points? Over is minus 120, under minus 10. What do you think, man? Largest lead, 13 and a half.
I went back and forth with this one. This is one of the hardest ones I had, and I really had to use all my shorts on this. I'm going to go over. It feels like they got this number just right. I could see two touchdown game here at one point or another in this game, and then obviously making it close down the stretch. So I'm going to go over the 13 and a half mils.
I'm going to join you on the over side. And I will say, even if the under comes in, I bet you it's 13 points right on the nose. I bet you should call Cool Breeze because you got to watch for the hook. Prop number 10. Will there be a 2 point conversion attempt? Doesn't even have to be successful, just attempted. Yes is plus 110. No, minus 145. What about this one?
Mills, I'm going yes. And the reason being is I think whether it's penalty on the extra point or trying to tie it up, we've got two teams here and two coaching staffs that are known to be aggressive, known to do this, known to listen to the analytics. You've got the tush push on one side with Philadelphia, and then you've got just an incredible design scheme in the red zone for these plays. I bet you Andy Reid probably has four or five of them that he cannot wait to deploy their best red zone plays that they haven't used all season. So I have a feeling that there's going to be at least one here. I'm going yes at plus 110.
This was one where I was right on the border. On my sheet, I said no, so I'm going to stick with no. At least we're different there. Maybe I can catch up a little bit, although I'm eating the chalk at the minus 145. Here is another classic at number 11. Will the game go to overtime? Yes is plus 900. No is minus 1800. It's a lot of chalk, man. Are you willing to eat it?
It sucks because I want to say yes so bad. I know the NFL wants it. I know the TV wants it. The league wants it because, the shared revenue on the TV and everything. But man, to have it happen 2 years in a row, I just don't see it. I can't bring myself to it. I'm going no. I'd rather win a penny than lose $20. So I'm going no.
I am also going to go no, and if for no other reason than as an Eagles fan, like it's bad enough to lose to Mahomes, but to do it in overtime of the Super Bowl, I can't even, I never thought I would say my heart goes out to the 49ers fans, but yeah, that's a rough one. Once again, if you were doing this at a party or something like that, I would consider taking a shot on the plus 900. You take a couple of these long flyers, if you can hit one of them, you can gain a lot of ground on everybody else. But I am joining you eating the super chalk on no. Prop number 12. Will either team score 30 plus points? Yes is plus 100. No, minus 135. How about this one? Anybody getting a 30 burger?
I'm going to go ahead and say yes. I thought about this one a lot, and I know we've got two good defenses here, two really good defenses, honestly, and they're good on all three levels. And we have two offenses that haven't always been fantastic throughout the season. But you look at the championship conference games, both offenses, the Eagles and the Chiefs, I think put together one of their better days. So I'm going to go yes here and say we get a team to get above 30.
I'm going to join you on team yes. I think it's entirely possible that both teams possibly get there. We will see. Here's another fun one that comes up a lot. Number 13, either team to score unanswered three times, to score three times in a row. Yes is surprisingly minus 160. No is plus 120. How about it? Yes or no? Three times in a row.
I don't know. I'm totally wondering what the hell the book's doing here. I'm going no. We got two really good defenses. We got offenses that can, put together drives. I don't see it, man. I know you can get the flip, before halftime, 2 minutes drill, all that, but where you can double up. But dude, I'm going no here at plus 120. I like that number.
I don't blame you there. I am going to go on the other side and eat the chalk here. I feel like it's going to happen at some point or another, perhaps in the middle of the game or at the beginning or end, depending on if you think it might be a blowout comeback situation, something like that. A lot of ways it can happen. I think that's what they were thinking when they set this number. It's definitely shorter than it used to be, but I am going to eat the chalk. Say yes, there will be a team that scores three unanswered times. Number 14, total fourth down conversions in the game. Under over 2.5, not attempts. They have to convert them. What do you think? Over is plus 120, under is minus 150.
I'm going over. And I really love this one at plus 120. We've got two teams that are known to go for it on fourth down. Again, you've got the Eagles. They get in, fourth and short here. I think they go for it with the tush push. And you get the Chiefs, they get in fourth and short, and they just have such a variety of things they can do and plays they can roll out that's really difficult to stop that you haven't seen a lot of on tape. And credit Andy Reid for that. That's what he does. So I absolutely see this going over. I like it a lot at plus 120.
Okay, I am going to go against you. I am going to take the under here. Mostly, I'm worried that the Chiefs can do a little bit of what they did to the Bills. They found a way to stop Josh Allen in the Bills' short yardage push, which had worked very
Well,
well all season. If they can find a way to stop the Eagles' tush push, I think it winds up being under. So that's kind of the narrative I am taking here. So I'm going under 2.5 fourth down conversions. Prop number 15, the race to 20 points. Who will win it? Who will be the first team to get to 20 points? Kansas City's plus 105. Philadelphia's plus 115. Neither team getting to 20 points is plus 750. Who's going to win this one?
yeah, I think the neither took me about a split second to say nope. I'm going Kansas City here at plus 105. No real science to it. Just kind of using the Schwartz on this one. There's not a huge difference here between plus 105 and plus 115. I'm going to take the shorter odds here and just take the Chiefs here at plus 105.
I am going to do the same. We've actually seen these two teams kind of be the opposite throughout the regular season, at least. The Eagles would kind of start slow, really turn it on in the second half, while Kansas City kind of get up early and then just kind of hold on for dear life towards the end of the game. So I like KC as well there. Prop number 16, you might just have to use the Schwartz on this one, or is it maybe more complex than that? Will the total points scored in the game be odd or even? An odd number or an even number? Odd is minus 135, even is plus 114. This is the big math question of all these. What do you think?
Mills, I'm just going to go ahead and take the juice here and give me the even, buddy. Plus 114. I'm throwing math out the window. I'm just going even plus 114. Looking for a little bit of an edge here.
I'm with you on team even. I guess we're doing a Jerry Seinfeld thing. He's even Steven. It always evens out for him. So that was my thinking there. Yes, just kind of going with the Seinfeld Schwartz, if you will. Number 17, which team will have the highest red zone touchdown percentage? Which team will score touchdowns the most at the highest rate when they get into the red zone? Kansas City is plus 105, Philadelphia minus 125. This is an interesting one. Which team are you picking here?
Yeah, the odds on this one I thought might be a little bit closer to even here, but I'm going to take Kansas City. And look, nothing against Philadelphia in the red zone. They're really good. They've got the running game. They've got the tush push. They've got a bunch of different things they can do with Dallas Goedert. If they decide to use AJ Brown or the Slim Reaper there, they can cause a lot of havoc there. But I'm going to go with the Chiefs and just the scheme and the ability to roll out, plays that haven't been seen yet, or just line up and run Kareem Hunt and get the touchdown that way. And we also saw Mahomes turning into a little bit of a dual threat running quarterback down the stretch of the season, and certainly in the AFC Championship games. So I'm going to go Kansas City here plus 105.
I am going to do the same. Kind of like I said earlier, I'm a little bit worried that Kansas City might have found a little bit of a formula for stopping the tush push, those really short quarterback yardage runs. And Andy Reid is a wizard in the red zone. We saw him kill the Eagles in the previous Super Bowl. They used all those little motions and sweeps to get everybody open. Absolutely destroyed the Eagles defense. So I fully expect him to bust out a new wrinkle or two here. I'm also on Kansas City there. Number 18. Pretty simple one. Which team will be the last to score? Both teams are minus 115. So who do you got, KC or Philly?
Mills, I went back and forth here with really this one and the next one, but I'm gonna just take Kansas City here because I do expect them to win the game. It's just what the NFL wants. It's just what's gonna happen. Talk about whatever conspiracy theories you want. It just is what it is at this point. I'm just gonna take the Chiefs here.
Unfortunately, I'm the team having to go against them. And yeah, I am also going to go with the Chiefs. I feel like I've seen this story before. Tying into that one, as you alluded to, number 19, will the team that scores last win the game? Yes is minus 220. No is plus 165.
I love the difference here in the odds, but I've got to go yes and just eat the chalk at minus 220.
Yeah, I'm with you. I've pretty much been eating the chalk throughout here. I am continuing to do so because I'm trying to win because I'm not hopeful about the prospects of the birds, but at least hopefully I can win this against you. Number 20, which team will have the most first downs in the game? Kansas City's minus 115, Philadelphia's plus 100, and a tie is plus 1300. Ooh. What do you think of this one?
Tie is intriguing, but I can't go there. I'm going to take Philadelphia. Like most Chiefs victories this year, I think they'll probably be, outplayed, but get enough break, enough bounce ball their way, enough calls their way that they win the game. That's just what's happened all season long. Winning by one score and getting the ball bounced their way one time or the call that impacts the game once or twice, and that's all they need. They're good enough to win with that, and make it a one score game. So I anticipate that, but I do think Philadelphia could have more first downs and possibly more yardage than them, and still lose. But I'm going to go with Philadelphia plus 100 here.
Ooh, I'm going to go with Kansas City again, a pretty close one. I just feel that they're going to be able to kind of do whatever they want. We've seen them pretty much do whatever they want for the most part in the playoffs for the last 4 years. And I would love to hope that the Birds can hold up here, but I think it's more likely the Eagles are going to need the big plays to score while Kansas City is able to keep moving the chain. So I'm going with Kansas City to have more first downs. Number 21, will there be a special teams or defensive touchdown scored? Yes is plus 300. No is minus 450. How about this? Are you taking a shot or are you just probably going to go with the chalk?
Oh man, I want to so bad. I almost had it highlighted here as a yes, but I am going to go no and just take the chalk here at minus 450, even though I absolutely hate that number.
Yeah, I am going to take the swing here and go with yes. I think it could happen in a couple of different ways,
Ooh.
but as an Eagles fan, I'm at least looking at it as if we win, we probably need to get a defensive turnover, or whatever, and if we lose, of course, it'll probably happen against us, and probably more likely to be a strip sack, fumble return, maybe, or possibly even a kick return, a block field goal return. We've seen it all, so maybe Casey will go in the bag a little bit more. Number 22. Will the longest touchdown scored be under or over 35 and a half yards? It's minus 115 on both sides for the over and the under. What do you think? That's a pretty big number.
I'm going over here, and the reason being is because we've literally seen Saquon Barkley. He's going to make the play. He's going to make one big play. It's going to be a 40, 50, 60-yard touchdown run. It's happened almost every game. He's been really good in the playoffs. You could tell he's dialed in and focused, man. And I'm going over here. I really like him to bust off a long one, even if it's 37, still counts.
It still, and doesn't, there would be yards in a row, I guess, theoretically, and he would be running towards the parking lot. I am also going to go with the over here. You mentioned it. It feels like a good bet for it to happen on the Eagles side. On the other side of the ball, you've also got Xavier Worthy, Holiday Brown. They've got some juice. Could see it happen here. Maybe even old man Kelsey turns on the Jets for a 37-yard touchdown or something of that nature. Number 23, total rushing touchdowns in the game, under over 2.5. Over is minus 125. Under is plus 100. Even Steven. We getting three rushing touchdowns or not?
I'm going yes here. I'm going over. I think so. We've seen Barkley get three in a game. Between Barkley, both quarterbacks, and then Kareem Hunt, Isaiah Pacheco, I definitely think we can get three here over the course of the game. So I'm going over.
Yeah, I am with you on team over there. It's not even impossible that the quarterbacks alone combined for three rushing touchdowns wouldn't even be the craziest thing in the world. Let's zoom out a little bit on that and just go with total touchdowns. Under over 5.5 total touchdowns. Slightly different odds here. Over is minus 125 again, but the under is minus 105. What do you think? Total TDs under over 5.5.
Going over. We talked about this game potentially getting into, 30 plus points, maybe even both teams getting 30 plus points. I think in order to get there, you're going to have the total touchdowns go over 5.5. I'm going over here, minus 125.
I am going over as well. That feels like a pretty easy one to me. Number 25 will break my heart a little bit, probably. Will Kansas City win from behind? Yes is plus 170. No is minus 220.
Else the entire universe, every single living being that isn't a Chiefs fan is praying for this not to be the case. And I think everybody's so over it and just fatigued from it and all the bullshit behind it and the Swift effect and the increase in viewership and every single call going their way. It's sickening. But the answer is yes, they're going to because that's what will happen. We've seen it a million times. It's what the league wants. The decision's been made, Mills. There's nothing you can do. I hate it for you. I hate it for the world. We deserve better than this. But the answer is yes. And at plus 170, it's yes with a capital Y.
I am going to go on the opposite side with no, both to give myself an out with hopefully the Eagles winning and the fact that if Kansas City gets up 10-0, I think the game is just about over. The Eagles have to put the ball in the air. That will be an unfortunate scenario for our offense. We were meant to run the ball, and run the ball some more. Number 26, will the final play of the game be a quarterback kneel? Yes is minus 162, no plus 135.
Yeah, I'm gonna go yes here. I keep going back and forth trying to understand scenarios where this could be a thing where it doesn't end that way. But I think in the end, they'll get the ball back. They'll need to get a first down, and then they can bleed the clock, and that's what's gonna happen. So yes. I'm so half tempted to go none, but I just can't do it. I know the short odds are there, but I'm gonna take a chance here. I'm going red because I think Big Red is gonna win another one, and unfortunately, these ketchup colored cocksucking Chiefs are going to win it again. So I'm going red at plus 650.
I think they probably get there too. I believe they actually had a purple recently. If it was none, it would probably be because Andy Reid just had him dump ribs all over him, right? They start the tradition of just dumping ribs all over the winning head coach. I guess I could see that happening, and that would technically be a none. But
Cheeseburgers.
yeah, I guess cheeseburgers. But then you'd have to go into. I feel like Kansas City ribs would fit better. I feel like you get a local endorsement, and at least Andy Reid could get free ribs for life. Instead of going to Disney World, to get free ribs for life. I think a lot of people would be down for that. Probably nothing wrong with some free ribs.
Not a bad thing. So are you going none? Are you going none?
No, I went purple. I went purple. I'm eating the chalk with the Chiefs. I was
Are you
just
going purple?
commenting
Okay,
on the
okay, okay.
on what it could be if it was going to be a none. Number 28 is a fairly popular one this year. Will Travis Kelce propose to Taylor Swift? Again, check around where you can put this down. The odds might be different, but we have yes plus 500, no minus 950.
I'm going yes. I think the deal with the Devil's been made. Hey, we'll let you three-peat. She's going to show up to the games. We're going to get the 40% boost in ratings that we don't currently have. You're going to win the Super Bowl, propose to her, and retire. I just think that's the ultimate viewership I'm going yes here at plus 500.
Okay, I'm gonna go no. I think if they're actually gonna do that, you do it in a pay-per-view special. You let them make their own coin off it. Why should they let the NFL make coin off of their proposal? They can just kiss it and whatever, and they'll get basically the same ratings boost. So I am going to go with no. Although somebody pointed out, if you really think it is fixed like that, just go ahead and bet yes on this because it's way better odds than the KC money line. If the whole deal is they're gonna win and he's gonna propose, then just bet the propose. You don't even need the money line. So just one thought there if you're looking to take a little bit of a shortcut. Number 29, we're going with our first cross sports prop here. Which number will be bigger? Who will have more? Patrick Mahomes completion or Cade Cunningham points? Cunningham is the point guard for the Detroit Pistons. These are even odds. Both are minus 110 for Cunningham points, minus 110 for Mahomes completions. JBG, what do you think? You going to the round ball or are you sticking to the gridiron?
Yeah, Cade Cunningham. I know he's creeping on the come up, but I'm going Mahomes here. I think he's gonna have more completions.
I am also going to go with Mahomes. I think that kind of ties in nicely with the idea we're hitting the over, probably get a bunch of points here. And finally, number 30, one more cross sport prop. We have, again, what number will be bigger? Which will there be more of? Travis Kelce receptions or goals scored in the Tampa Bay Lightning at Montreal Canadiens NHL game? The odds are Travis Kelce receptions minus 110, goals in the hockey game plus 130, and a tie at plus 650. What do you think about this one? You want to get tied up with the tie, or are you going to just go with the Kelsey?
Yeah, I love the tie here, and and with hockey, it makes you there's a chance here, but I'm gonna go with Kelsey. I think this is his last game. I think he's gonna win the Super Bowl and go out like that, and that's a good way to go out. And I think he does it with putting his best game of the season together here. So I'm gonna go Kelsey receptions on this one.
I'm also going to go with the Kelsey receptions. In the hockey game here, the most likely thing is you're going to see either 4, 5, or 6 goals scored. So if you think Kelsey can reasonably get 6 or more receptions, I think this is a nice solid wager. But it is a spot where the tie could come into play. 5 or 6 receptions for Kelsey. The tie is actually probably in play as much as it has been on any of these props so far. So again, if you're playing in a bigger contest, you're at a party with a bunch of people, you're doing something like this where the odds matter, something to think about. You probably want to take a couple of shots.
Hundred
Oh,
percent
well,
there.
right. All kind of shots, long shots, alcohol shots, whatever. The choice is yours.
Whatever it takes to get through this. And, that's all we care about. And we care about you. I cannot even believe it's been an entire season here. Mills, we're at the Super Bowl. Anything else about this one down in Nolens before we get out of here?
Again, make sure you check out the Puppy Bowl. That is always a good time. Very serious about that. It's just nice and heartwarming. And if that doesn't just warm your heart, I don't know what will. Probably nothing. Check out the final round of the Waste Management Phoenix Open. That's always a good time. It's a little bit of a party atmosphere. You're looking for stuff to watch. You only have a couple hockey games, one basketball game. That Super Bowl pregame takes a long time, especially if you got to get somewhere early to get your spot or something like that. You're going to be looking for stuff to do. So there's some stuff to check out. Have fun with these props, but don't go too crazy with it. And always try to tell a story when you're doing it. Don't take props that contradict themselves. Try to be cohesive and present a narrative, whatever it is. One team's going to win. It's going to be a blowout. It's going to be a low scoring game. Kind of pick something and then put all of your props to fit with that. That way it gives you the best chance of picking up a bunch of them, taking down one of those. And that's always a good night, man. Everybody throws 10, $20 in. All of a sudden you're going home from the Super Bowl party with a couple $100 in your pocket. So nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with you. We appreciate you riding with Bet It Bank It Blow It all season long. It's been incredible. We've had a bunch of wins, we've had some heartbreaks, but hey, that's NFL sports betting, and we love it, baby. We love you guys. Thanks for being here. This has been another episode of Bet It Bank It Blow It. Make sure you throw the thumb and subscribe if you haven't already, and let us know how you're approaching this. What are your favorite props, your favorite bets? Man, have some fun with it. Let us know. Drop a comment below, or Mills will let you know where you can find our social media. You can always get in them DMs. Good luck. Hope you make a bunch of money, eat good food, have a drink or two, and you know what? The game's the game. We'll see you guys on the flip side.
We will. Thanks again for checking out Bet It, Bank It, Blow It, presented by CZGAP Fantasy Football. You can find our content wherever you get your podcasts and on YouTube. Find us on social media at CZGAPFF. Same place on the web, czgapff.com. Simple and easy to remember, just like the flaps, FLAPS. Follow, like, and please subscribe. If you had fun, make sure that you've hit that thumb. I'm Magnum Mills. He's Jamie G, and we can help you bet it. We can help you bank it.
But blowing it is up to you.